Yeah, yeah, dia tinggi sekolah saya tahu saya.
Hello, hello everyone. So the group stage is amazing, I would say, but
Malaysia.
it's a best of one, so it's best of two for everyone.
Malaysia.
I think that if we can make some changes, then best of
Malaysia.
one is not a good option. We recommend best of two or best of three. That's about it.
Okay, how about you guys?
Hi guys, I think the group stage experience was okay overall. I think we all had some good experience. And that's it.
Okay, short but sweet. Okay, we have time for more questions. Anyone can ask questions? Kindly raise your hand.
Were your teams formed? And are most of you students or like professionals working in offices, or do you have a business of your own? And how old is your team, or how young is the team?
Okay, as for me, Fabric Gaming, the Dota 2 team, uh, before the tournament start, we made some changes. We changed a player because one of our players taken up by a professional team, and then all five of us are like tier 2 players. And then because we made some changes and we don't have enough time to form a chemistry together, so that's the only thing that very unfortunate. So I would say our team is just too young and not enough experience.
As of Valorant team, we are just bunch groups of friends. We are actually doing this for so-called full-time and part-time. We just have this kid turning 18 this year. And he's turning playing Valorant for full-time, and I hope we go well for him. But overall, we're doing this for full-time.
All right. More questions? There you go.
I'd like to know how long you each trained for Predator League and what were your expectations as to how you fare coming into the tournament.
Uh, because we had changes and then we changed it in the last minute. We only had a few days to prepare for this tournament. And then we didn't expect much because we knew that there's some tier 1 teams that got invited and they have more experience and they play with each other more compared to us. So we didn't expect much, we just tried to play every game for less. That's it.
For the Valorant team, we spent almost 1 month camping, but the result that came out really kind of disappointed us. The effort is very different with the outcomes that we get. But overall, I think it's a good experience for us to come back stronger in the future.
All right, more questions? Okay, we have one right there.
Good afternoon. My name is Enzo of Metropoler. How big is the esports industry in Malaysia right now? And do you think there's a future for esports in Malaysia to become an official sport in the Olympics?
Okay, so for us, Dota 2 team, uh, we are going to go back to Malaysia on the 15th, and then there's a local tournament there. So we also treat this tournament as like a practice for us for the local tournament. So I would say that in Malaysia, e-sport is big as well. So as for what you said, Olympics, I think there's a good chance because Malaysia has participated in SEA Games, Asian Games as well in esports. So yeah, that's about it.
So the Valorant scene in Malaysia is actually getting better. We have a lot of teams forming up, and a lot of orgs is picking up some lineups. We've been seeing a lot of team also in upcoming tournaments in Malaysia. I think it will be good and good. It will be an excellent scene for our country for this year and maybe on the following years.
Thank you so much. More questions from our friends from the media? Anyone?
As some of you guys know that for the last major tournament for Dota 2, they planned a mid-tournament patch that kind of threw all the teams around. So do you guys like those kinds of changes so that maybe in the midst of chaos, then maybe you can snag a win or two from like professional teams?
I don't think any of the teams that like personally for me I don't like this kind of big changes during tournaments because if all the changes affect our strategies, we don't have we don't know what to do maybe or our strategy doesn't work anymore. So it's kind of difficult for us. So but we can't control it because if they want to update it, we can't do anything. So we just try our best to play.
I think we have time for one.
Team. So my first question will be, during qualifier, you guys were qualifying with a different player, which is Crimson, and you guys make a roster change to Fishball. Is there any particular reason on the changes? And my second question will be, moving forward, maybe can you guys explain like what did you guys learn from Predator League, especially against the Tier 1 team like Team Secret?
Okay, thank you. So answering for the first questions, we played with Crimson on qualifier and we have to change to Fishball for the big event. I think the reason why we made that kind of changes is because there's a in-house incident towards our teams that we cannot disclose. We cannot say the main reason what happened on that particular time. Yeah. But I think changing him to this kid, it's better lah.
Sorry, what was the second question?
My second question will be, can you guys like maybe explain what you guys learned from Predator League 2024 and especially against the Tier 1 teams like Team Secret, which is a franchise tournament for Valorant?
I feel like what we can take from this tournament is that whatever you practice during the scrim and whatever, it's just that you can't fully trust on it because sometimes you need to also have an adaptation during the tournament because not everything gonna go as well as how you practice in scrim. It's not gonna be as good as it is. So I feel like in the future, it's just that try to be more adapting towards opponent playstyle and try to change things on the fly, fix things a little bit by little bit and keep tweaking it alongside until it just works, I guess. Thank you.
I know I said that was the last question already, but we actually have time for more.
Himself, like obviously you all love like Dota, you all love Valorant. So like after becoming pro, does it like change your view towards the game?
Okay, so playing as a pro and playing casual, I think is totally different game. Because playing casual, you can just play for fun. You don't need to have a good strategy. Even if you lose, it's just nothing. But playing pro is like, it's not just as simple as you just do this, do that. Because everything you need to coordinate with your teammates. And then even with the same strategy but different opponent is different. So you need to have a lot of strategy. You need to do analysis and then you need to have good teamwork with your teammates. So there's a lot of things in there. So I would say that it's a big difference.
For me, playing casually has been a more humbling and fun experience. But when I turned pro, the effort and the professionalism that comes with it is very new to me, so I'm still getting used to it. Thank you.
Okay, we have time for more.
So who are the opponents that you're looking forward to facing and why?
In this tournament, we're probably looking forward to fight against Secrets because they are one of the biggest team in here. But unfortunately, we couldn't play how we play in practice and we couldn't adapt on how they play because their pace is really fast during the game when we play. But I think that's pretty much it. Also, like maybe Ender Dragon from Singapore, they have a very explosive play style, so that's also a nice thing to be fighting against. And yeah, that's it.
And then for the Dota, probably I would say because we're in the group with like two tier one indices, like Blacklist and Execration. So and as we said, we come and use this tournament as like a practice for our local tournament. That's why we maybe can learn something like how to be consistent as they are, and we just learn from there, I guess.
Thank you so much. Do we have time for more?
Ask yourself regarding the Premier League 2024, since Dota 2 team mentioned about there's tier 1 teams up there, it feels like a bit difficult to fight against. And for the side of Valorant, you talked about Team Secret that you want to fight against as well. Now, since we are already in all of the teams in Premier League 2024, what do you think that the biggest gap between your team and their team that makes such a big difference? And looking forward, what do you think about next year Premier League? What will you bring for the team for next year as well, for both teams here? Thank you.
I think the difference between the tier one and us is probably that they have more international experience and way more we only play like local tournament, land event, which is pretty much it. It's very hard to qualify international tournament, especially when you're like tier two in the Valorant scene. Moving forward, I just think that our team will be probably putting way more hours and a different kind of training regime to get it fixing a lot of stuff into the strategy, the basic stuff, the fundamental, especially the fundamental that what we like. Great. Thank you.
As for the Dota, I think like what's different between tier 1 and tier 2 teams? Like for tier 1, I think they are more consistent, like they'll make less mistakes in games compared to us, and they have like better map reading stuff, they have coaches. I think that's what makes the difference between like tier 1 and tier 2 team right now. But then overall, having a chance to like play against them is very good, because in scrims, like when we are playing online, tier 1 team doesn't really like take chance to like scrim with tier 2 teams. So I think it's a very good experience.
Thank you so much. We have time for.
Can I follow up to that one?
Yes, one last question.
Okay, since you guys mentioned about you need scrimmage, you also need time for the practice later on. Now I want to ask both teams, do you think when it comes to next year Predator League, can you take up the challenge once more against this team, or will it still not going to be enough time for you?
For me, definitely, if we put in the right amount of time, we push ourselves, the rest of the team, we push each other to get to the level of where they are. That is where we want to go as well, right? To be the tier 1 team at the same time. So I feel like it will be 10 times better, our team, obviously, because we'll be putting more hours, and I think, yeah, we have a pretty good chance to fight them next year, yeah. I'll say that.
As for the Dota 2 team, I don't think we will be sticking together for Malaysia because we don't have an office, we don't have a sponsor, so we might be picked up by other offices, so we might not be sticking as a team. So we don't know what's going to happen for the next
All right, thank you so much. That is all the time we have for the question.